jump the map now to Nashville, where hundreds of protesters, they marched to the Tennessee State Capitol building to protest a proposed bill. So why are they up in arms? The bill would allow school districts to refuse enrollment for undocumented students. The bill would also allow schools to charge immigrant families for a public school education. So CBS News correspondent Nicole Valdes joins us from the center of those crowds. Okay, so Nicole, there's the proposed changes, and then there's the reaction. Break down both for us, friend.
Yeah, hey, Reed, of course, you can see there are about 100 people, if not more, here at a park just about a block away or so from the Tennessee State Capitol. They plan to start marching here shortly, really in opposition of this bill. So many have really spoken out against since its inception several months ago. I'll give you a little bit of a view here of what we're seeing, because there are dozens of families here really just finding the words to describe a bill that so many really believe is controversial and in some cases discriminatory. Again, what this bill would do if passed is it would allow school districts to, first off, check the immigration status of students as they look to enroll into public schools. If they're not able to provide any sort of documentation that shows that they are either U.S. citizens or in the process of becoming U.S. citizens, the school district would have the option to either deny their enrollment or simply look to charge them tuition. Now, the Republicans who are in favor of this, and many of the supporters of this bill, I'll pause right there because I know you can hear this crowd getting ready to march, and ahead of it here, leading that march, several children who are one of many speaking out against this bill. You'll notice that they're all wearing graduation caps. Just a statement here, right? Excuse me. Just a statement here to the opposition against this bill for so many families, minority families here in the state of Tennessee. So the Republicans, who again are supportive of this bill, say this is a cost-saving measure for the state to offer those school districts. They say that many of these school districts pay more in order to provide the necessary education for some of these students. However, of course, Democrats who oppose this feel like this is just really an argument about our immigration system that is being taken at the state level and at the school level. And there are many who have argued sort of its attempt here to try to challenge a 1982 Supreme Court ruling, Plyler versus Doe, that once really argued and gave students a right to education despite their immigration status. So as you see here, guys, we're getting ready to see this march just begin. Definitely a conversation that so many are trying to decide how to move forward with. This bill has already passed the state house, or rather the state senate here in Tennessee. Reed, we could see this enter the state house as soon as by the end of this month.
Does it look like the bill has the juice to get through the other body, the other legislative body there in the state of Tennessee? And then any early readout of how the governor, if this does pass through the House and Senate, how the governor will he veto it? Will he sign it? Any early readout of support?
Sure, this is a heavily Republican state. In fact, the House, I believe, has a supermajority, and so does the Senate. So you've got a lot of supporters of this bill who are either voting either on party lines or who genuinely support this bill. And of course, a Republican governor here. So I think the expectation is that if this passes the House, which could happen really any day now, and moves to the governor's desk, there's a likelihood that this bill would be signed into law here in the state of Tennessee. And once again, the argument and really the concern with, well, what does this do for that Supreme Court ruling, right? What comes of that ruling for states like this who decide to vote on measures that technically directly challenge that?
News in your communities, and Nicole Valdes bringing it to us from Tennessee. Good to see you. Thank you so much for that.